Hello everyone, it's Spectre. Today I'm going to be introducing you to a data pack that I have made that will be available for download soon. As of now it is not, because it is not quite complete, but what is complete are the machines involved, which you can see them going off into the distance here. The first thing you might notice though is the fact that it makes GUIs dark. There's actually two resource packs that go with this. The first one gives it dark GUIs, the second one does not, but it still gives all the other necessary textures such as this. The first thing you need to know of is a workbench. Now, because of a lighting glitch, I'm going to see if I can fix the crafting table texture on top here. It's kind of dark. However, a workbench is just a dropper with a crafting table dropped on top of it. And then you get a workbench. That's all there is to that. Really quite simple. A workbench is used to make all of these custom machines. These machines being, for starters, the mineral compressor. This is the only one that does not require custom metals, and that is solely because it's how you make the custom metals. You can't find them naturally or anything. But I will be giving separate tutorials for all of these and the full usage of them later once they're more complete. But for now, I'm just giving a brief overview. And yes, this structure for this and this structure for these are necessary. This 3x3x3 requires a magma block, some glass, and slate bricks, which are one of the things added with this data pack. Now, I already got those out. If I put in certain metal combinations, all of them require blaze powder. If I put in certain metal combinations, and yes, this is a custom GUI, but it's still technically a hopper, such as iron and redstone dust, you'll see it will start transfusing them, if you will, into iron wire. For every 1 iron and 2 redstone dust, it creates 1 iron wire ingot. Iron wire is the base component for any of the given machines, bar this one. This one only requires blaze rods and a hopper. But you get iron wire out of it. And there's other materials that you can make with it as well, but that's just the most immediate one you're probably going to make. One of the machines you can make using the mineral compressor is the Smelter. Now, this is basically just a furnace, and it can be used as such. However, with this structure around it, you can also fill it in with gold or whatever, and then powering it with some, powering it with a lava bucket, you can get it to melt down over the course of 40 seconds. There's an advanced version as well, which only requires 10 seconds. With this one, having a 40-second timer, will slowly melt all of the ores that you put into it. Now, it will actually melt anything that you put into it, destroying it. And if you interrupt the process by breaking the sides of the container or removing the lava bucket, anything that is melted will be gone, lost forever. So you do not want to interrupt the process. But after about 30 seconds, after everything is melted, you'll get this little thing. It will generate the particles, it has consumed the lava, and then this will harden back into stone. Anything that was originally a solid block in here will become stone or cobblestone, randomly distributed throughout. And then you can get the stone out. That's totally what this is for, right? It's just so you can get extra stone out of ore. No. It's because the reason you'd use it is not to make alloys or anything like that you'd see in most mod packs. What this does is it multiplies the ores you put in. If you notice, this is a 3x3x4 enclosure, and I filled it to the brim with gold. That's 36 gold. Multiplied by 3.5 is 2 stacks minus 2, or 126. It multiplies every ore that you put into it by a fixed amount. Iron will be times 3, gold will be times 3.5, diamond and emerald will both be times 2.7, and nether quartz will be times 2.8. That is a better average than fortune will give you, and with iron and gold, you can't use fortune, so it's the only way to amplify the amount you get from those. Now, what separates those 5 particular ores from the rest, that is coal, lapis lazuli, and redstone, the other 3, because it's already so easy to get such mass amounts of them, and also because I don't think it makes sense with the melting idea, I did not make those able to be put in this. They can't be put in here, and you can't get more from them. But for what can be put in here, those 5 ores that I mentioned, you get, well, as far as diamond, emerald, and quartz are concerned, you get higher averages than fortune. As I said, 2.7, 2.8, etc. Fortune 3 has an average of 2.5 times. You're just 2.5 times the default. That's the average output for Fortune 3. And as I said, for gold and iron, this is the only way to get extra, so it's worth it. Then we have quarries. Quarries are fun. They will dig a 5x5 hole at one layer per 15 seconds. And as they are actually just hoppers with just the custom texture that have a custom function and all that, it will fill in all of this. And if you see, like, I can grab that as a hopper, right? Oop, that's not what I meant to do. Now this has MBT data, and if I were to place it down, you'll see it will still be placed successfully. It will still say it's placed successfully. The only thing is it won't have the texture. This is an advanced quarry, not a regular quarry. I can actually grab one real quick. I have it saved in my menu. Some of these textures, such as for a mineral compressor, for example, these three textures in my hotbar, even though these are technically hoppers, and their NBT data gives them custom tags, as well as how iron wire, electrium, diamond steel, those are some of the things you can make with mineral compressors. Those have custom textures because of their NBT data. Now, those will only show up in Optifine. I'm currently in Optifine 1.13.2, and these textures will only show up in Optifine, and this GUI will only show up in Optifine. You don't need Optifine to run this data pack, but it does become much more intuitive and easier to use with Optifine with the custom textures. The resource pack and all will work anyway. Now, as you can see, this quarry's been running for a while, and it got down pretty far. And as I said, every 15 seconds it will go down one block. An advanced quarry, on the other hand, a little bit better. Every 5 seconds it will go down one block. And, additionally, if it runs into, well, first of all, it will place a staircase going all the way down to bedrock. But additionally, if it runs into any caves, lava, etc., it will create a little cobblestone barrier around the outside edge to keep that from flowing in. These do not. The main advantage to having quarries, regular quarries, is you can make these, if you will, super quarries by placing them next to each other. Because this creates the cobble wall, it doesn't exactly work by putting them next to each other. I mean, it does, but not very well. And as you can see, most of the resources have been funneling into here just fine. The last machine I want to show you is the drill. This is a machine that can only be placed, well, it can be placed on anything, but it will only work if it's placed on bedrock, and with this structure around it. The glass panes and these power stones are not required. However, they make it run better, whether by increasing the amount of ore that you get, or increasing the value of it. Well, if you hadn't guessed, that's what this does. It randomly produces ores just over time. By default, every 30 seconds it will randomly produce an ore, with things like diamond, emerald, lapis, etc. being the least common. For every one of these power stone blocks with glass pane, not glass pane, sorry, just glass, it will act as some sort of modifier for it. Now, if you see I'm getting a little bit of lag, that's all from the quarries. Quarries are the laggiest thing in here, and they're not that laggy if you only have 1 or 2 running, but as you saw, I have 6 running, so it's a little bit laggier. What I can do to turn them off without breaking them is just place redstone blocks around. As long as those hoppers are powered, since these are technically hoppers, as long as they're powered, they won't actually run, which will reduce some lag. And because they don't run forever, that's not that big of a deal. Now you see I'm getting slightly better frame rates now. The recording might be a little bit more choppy because I have yet to set my processor priority for recording. It's currently setting the priority for Minecraft, but you get the picture. This chest isn't required. This is just whatever this would spit the items up into. You could have it go up into a hopper stream that goes into a bulk storage system if you wanted. Those noises in the hallway. That's what I was saying. The power stone and the lenses. These glass blocks act as lenses. Each one has a different modifying effect. You can have up to 4 focus lenses, which are the red ones, which increase the value of what you get. you're more likely to get ores with 4. You can have up to 4 effective. More than that, it doesn't do anything. With 4 focus lasers, you won't get any stone. You won't get any stone, granite, diorite, or andesite. But without them, you'll get varying degrees. With none of them, you'll get the most. It's a 28% chance you'll get some stone variant. But as you can see, things like diamond, emerald, they seem pretty common. That's because of the focus lasers. And every 15 seconds, this is giving me something because of the lens. There's a lot to do with it, and it's going to have its own tutorial as well. But basically, drills passively produce infinite ores. That's the main thing with drills. So quarries. Easy ways to mine to the bottom of the world. Advanced quarries being 3 times faster than regular quarries, producing walls and a staircase. They don't pick up XP. Smelteries give you bonus materials for all the ore and such that you mine and put into it. And then mineral compressors, used to make all kinds of metals required to make smelteries, quarries, laser drills, advanced versions of quarries and smelteries, and of course the workbench. There are other things that will be coming to this pack. For now, this isn't all that's here. This is just all as far as the machines are concerned. I will make separate videos for other things such as divine books and additional tools and such. Those will all have their own videos and tutorials with them. And as I said, I will make a tutorial, a short one, for each of these machines that I have here. Okay, that's about all. I know this has been a little long-winded and I've been talking a little bit fast. However, there's a lot to go through and I wanted to keep it fairly short. If you want to see more as far as this is all concerned, if you want to see more of the machines, if you want to see the tutorials for it, if you want to see the divine books, or if you're interested in downloading the data pack at all, let me know. I will be publishing the data pack eventually. As I say, there's still a few things I have to work out before I make it publicly available. But that's about it. Please leave a like if you did like it. I'm not trying to be one of those standard sellouts, but I do want to know if you actually liked this, even though it was a bit long-winded. And I will see you guys next time.